I know that you're still currently in California. So how's everything going like how's the COVID over there anyway? Like how's everything being affected?
Well, since last year, California it's been really bad, like, cause they
Yeah.
shut down everything. I don't know which state you're in, but
I actually am not from the States at all. So
where are you from?
I'm actually from Canada. I'm from
Canada?
Ontario, so actually another really bad spot for Canada. So unfortunately, things are all locked down right now, so I can't train, I can't do anything but work. So it's life's kind of boring.
Yeah, I know that Canada's pretty bad right now. It's pretty much like France.
I'm sorry.
Uh, it's pretty much like France over there, like about the lockdown and everything.
Hmm. Yeah.
And I would say California is kind of the same right now.
Hmm.
Because as soon as you go out of state, like if you go to other states where the shutdown, the it's not that bad. But California is fucking bad right now.
Yeah, yeah. Well, and I mean, it's such a big place. I mean, California makes up such a huge population, so it's, I think the bigger the population is, I mean, it's just the mathematics, right? Um, and I guess like I think the biggest concern was actually more the athletes than anything. I mean, it was I think
Oh,
at the beginning, I think it
yeah.
was like how are these athletes going to train and get their
Well,
fights and
I'm going to tell you that's the big problem right now because California, especially for MMA, always have been like a state where there was like a lot of local promotion
hmm
that actually were pretty big. Um, a lot of promotion were actually doing shows in California,
hmm
and since the shutdown happened, like it's bad. Like I'm pretty sure a lot of promotion won't exist anymore. After that.
Yeah, and that's the problem is that a lot of these bigger organizations they're able to go on in the COVID era and with these kind of regional scenes, a lot of them are not going to be able to survive. I mean, they can come and go, but a lot of them are not gonna they can't sustain what's going on with COVID, and it's unfortunate because a lot of people that are up and comers they have to get on that regional scene or they have to get in smaller promotions to work their way up to get to the big shows, and it's unfortunate. It's really a disadvantage for a lot of fighters.
Oh, it is. I'm telling you, like, for me, the whole thing about coming and train in California was because California were like where you had a lot of opportunities. You had a lot of like local shows, and like the first year I was here, like I fought like in local shows, and you could like having fights like pretty often. Now it's everything shut down, like so
Hmm.
the only way to get fights is fighting for me is fighting for Invicta or LFA, and that's it.
Hmm. Yeah, and yeah, and it's just it's all altogether it's all unfortunate. I mean, we only can do so much until hopefully vaccination everyone gets vaccinated. I do want to kind of talk about your training though.
I'm never gonna get vaccinated. Fuck this shit.
No.
Like fuck that. Fuck that. They can stuck that fucking vaccine up their ass. Like they can go fuck themselves. I'm not getting vaccinated. Fuck that.
No, you don't trust it?
Oh hell no. Oh hell no. Uh-uh.
Yeah, I think everyone kind of has their own opinion. I mean, I don't know. Like, I'm still kind of like a little weary about it, just because I've hear stuff about it, and I've always kind of like, I don't know if I'm gonna take it. I'm really kind of nervous about it. I'm kind of sitting on the fence here, so I'm kind of with you on that one. But yeah, again, so I do kind of want to move on and kind of talk about your training. So, how is your training affected by everything? Are you still able to fully train throughout the
Yeah.
day, or?
Like since everything started, we kept fully trained here at Timoyama because the UFC since the beginning that this COVID thing happened, the UFC was like, oh, we're gonna keep running shows.
Yeah.
So a lot of fighters like in our team, like they kept fighting, you know. Carla, Chito, like Alex, like they've been fighting all year long.
Hmm.
And so more needed to train, and like the whole team kept training. And like no matter what, like we knew, I think the coach was like planning for LFA and maybe Invicta like running events, like UFC did it, because when you fight for promotion like that are on UFC Fight Pass, that's the advantage, is that they can use this support they have through UFC Fight Pass to be able to run shows even if there are no ticket sales.
Hmm. Well, and I know
And
like
that's what
Ella.
happened.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, that's fine. That's what happened. Like after a couple months, like they found a way to run events again.
Yeah, and I think like with LFA as well, you were talking about how it kind of helps out with like UFC and the UFC Fight Pass kind of helps out with those promotions. I think also too on that note, I think LFA and all these side promotions really do kind of help fast track fighters' careers and getting
Oh,
them
for
into
sure,
the UFC. Like, because
for sure.
all it takes is like you get a really good highlight reel and you rack up a couple wins, and that's just one little call from to Dana White
Yeah,
and getting you into your UFC debut for sure.
it is. It is, and if you look at that right now, like the only promotions that runs shows beside the UFC are promotions actually on UFC Fight Pass.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
Mm-hmm.
So getting shot for this kind of event is really, for fighters like us, like me, uh who have shot to fight for those promotion. I mean, I feel pretty lucky for that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and
Because a
I
lot of people don't.
I'm sorry.
A lot of people don't have this opportunity to fight for LFA or Invicta or.
And yeah, definitely. And yeah, and that's kind of going back to what I'm saying. Like a lot of these fighters, unfortunately, like don't even get a chance to get into like LFA or Invicta. I
No, no,
mean,
exactly. That's what I
it,
mean. Like that's why me personally, I feel really fortunate. Um,
mm-hmm,
because I had a tough year last year. Like I had two cancellation on LFA, one time for injury, and the second time, well, shit happens. It shouldn't happen, but that's the first time it happened in my life. I missed weight, not because I bullshitted about my diet, but because for me, fighting as a strawweight is a big cut, and I need fully 24 hours to cut weight because my
mm-hmm,
body needs to recover between each session.
mm-hmm,
And that was the first time I was actually fighting for LFA, and we need to be flight out of state. And we've been flighted there like the afternoon before the weighing day.
mm-hmm,
And my body stopped sweating because it was too much weight to cut in one shot.
mm-hmm.
So I didn't make way. Well, it's on me. I'm the one who didn't make way. But dude, like if every time I had an opponent that didn't make way, I didn't take the fight, then like my opponent was like, "Oh no, I'm not taking the fight. It's gonna change the whole fight." Well, no, it's not, because girl, I'm gonna tell you, on the scale that I'm 120 or 116, the day after in the cage, I'm gonna be 128, no matter what.
Regardless,
You know what I mean? So when you take a fight like that, you
exactly.
know. I'm not gonna get in the cage at 135. I know
Mm-hmm,
it. But no matter what, I would have lost those 4 pounds or not. The day after, I would have been the same way, no matter what. I would have
mm-hmm.
been 128.
Yeah,
So, anyways, I'm not gonna make any comment of that. She didn't have to take the fight. She didn't take it. But then, I just feel like, why the fuck do you even bother doing a camp and flying somewhere? Like I said, I have 27 boxing fight. And like, if every time like someone didn't make way, I was like, oh no, I'm not fighting, then fuck it. Why the fuck would I do that? Why would I be a
exactly.
fighter? Like it's so stupid.
Exactly. And I think that's why so many fighters just say, fuck it. Okay, I'll still fight you because they know. I mean, you just went through.
Last time I fought for Invicta, I mean, I was supposed to fight for Invicta in September, and then I had a positive COVID test, even if I wasn't sick. Like, well, okay,
Mhm,
whatever. So I've been ripped off the card. So that was supposed to be my second time fighting for Invicta. But the first time I fought for Invicta, I took a 2 weeks notice fight at 125, and it's not even my weight class usually. But I
mhm,
said, fuck it, I'm taking the fight. So first, I step up in a weight class that I'm usually not fighting at, even if I'm fine fighting at 125.
Yeah,
But that's usually not the weight class I go for, you know. But if now, you know, I'm like, if I get proposal to fight at 125, I take it because right now I don't want to be picky about it.
of course.
But like I showed up and the girl was not even on weight; she was 129, and you know, I was like, well, fuck it. I flew all the way here.
Yeah,
I'm ready to fight, so I'm fighting. I'm here to fight. I
of
don't give a
course.
fuck how much you weigh.
You fight her if she was 160 pounds. Come on.
Yeah, honestly, at this point, like you're already here. You put in the work.
Hmm.
You're like, even if she weighed in at 135, I would have taken the fight. I don't give a fuck.
Hmm. Well,
You know?
you know what? This kind of reminds me. There was this fight. I can't remember. I can't remember the two girls that were fighting. It was in UFC. This maybe 2 years ago. I think it might have been Mackenzie Dern and
Yeah,
Jesus.
it was Amanda Cooper and
I think
Mackenzie
so.
Dern.
And
Yeah.
and 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 I guess like the other girl didn't make weight by like 7 or 8 pounds.
No,
Anyway, the other
Amanda
girl,
Cooper, it was supposed to be a strawweight fight.
I think so.
And Amanda Cooper was 116, and Mackenzie Dern showed up at 123 point something. Well,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know, Amanda's still taking the fight. Why not?
of
Man,
course.
you're a fighter. I mean, bro, worst case scenario, what? You take 30% of the fight, purse of the other fighter purse.
Hmm.
Why are you going to complain about it? You're
Exactly.
supposed, because that's my point of view. Yeah, the girl's going to be heavier, but so what? You know, you too, you're going to be heavier, you know? And like, and no matter what, even if the girl has been made a drastic cut, she's not going to gain like 25 pounds in one night. Like
Hmm.
let's be realistic about it. Okay. And if you're very confident in your training and in what you're gonna do, then you shouldn't even worry about it.
Hmm. Yeah, and that's it. I mean, and like you said, yeah, like I was kind of astonished. Like she's complaining about it, and then, but she still took the fight. It's like, well, I mean, you took the fight, so you know what?
Well,
What do you
I
gotta?
understand you complain about it. You know, of course it's fucked up. You sign a contract. Me too. Like I said, it's the first time in my entire life this shit happened to me.
Hmm.
But like I said, you know, shit happens.
Hmm.
You know, so you can personally, every time someone didn't make way in front of me, I never complained about it. I just took the fight. I don't care,
Hmm.
you know. But yeah, you know, like you still take the fight because you want to fight, or you don't want to fight, so you don't take the fight. That's my point of view.
Hmm.
Now, like I said, I'm not gonna talk shit about it because I'm the one who didn't make way, but you know,
Yeah, no, and I totally get that. Now I do kind of just want to move on here. I do want to kind of touch upon the start of your MMA career, but I did read this, and I don't know if it's all internet bullshit. But is it true that you fought, like you were in the French army and everything, or is that
I
just
was in
all?
the French military. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So can you kind of elaborate a little bit on that, or
Well, there's not much to say about it. You know,
like how does that?
I joined because it was like this that was really a something that I wanted to do since I was a
Hmm.
kid. It was I thought it was gonna be a good start for me in life. I always pictured myself in the military because as much as on some points it's completely at the opposite of my personality, there are some point of my personality, some stuff that are matching very good with the military,
Hmm.
and I always felt like I had something to leave um, in the military, that it was gonna be something good for me. I don't know. I wanted to join and be being a soldier, so I joined when I was 20 years old, and it actually brought me a lot. You know, I went overseas. I've done great missions. I've done shitty ass mission. I've met great people. I've met fucking assholes too.
Hmm.
But you know,
There you
it
go.
taught me a lot of things about life. Taught me a lot of things about myself. And it's actually how I ended up in United States in the first place
Okay.
because because they proposed me a position to work for NATO
Okay.
in United States. Yeah. And
Cool.
that's how I ended up in United States in 2010.
Okay. And
And when I got here, since it was completely different, that when I was in the station in France, I was like in combat troops. So my job was really like on the field. Like I was always like on the field, really like a very like soldier job. But when they moved me to when they proposed me the position for NATO, I became like I got like an office job.
mhm,
And so my schedule was completely different. Um, I was directly working for the general of NATO, so my schedule was like like office hours, and so that's how really I started to compete in boxing and everything because I had time.
mhm.
I had time, and it's pretty much how really like my fighting career really started because
So
I was in United States
so the boxing kind
and
of
I had
came
a lot
in,
of
and then it led you into the MMA kind of scene?
yeah. Oh yeah, I'm initially from boxing. Boxing is really my background.
Right.
I came to MMA really later, like only like 3, 4 years ago.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and normally a lot of players I talk to, they normally have that kind of they already have a bit of a foundation before they get into MMA. Like
Yeah.
I don't meet too many fighters that say, "Yeah, no, I just started training MMA." It's like, okay. No, like most fighters either have the karate background or the boxing
Well, I
background. They
feel like
usually
a lot of the young fighters now they do start with MMA.
yeah.
You know, it's like something you see a lot now. But indeed, like if you go back to the first couple years of when MMA started to be big, like most of the fighters were coming from another background.
Oh yeah.
You're from wrestling. A lot of wrestlers. Initially, there was a lot of wrestlers.
Mhm.
But now you see a lot of strikers who come from striking background and stuff like that. So yeah, mine is definitely boxing. I wrestled too a little bit, but like boxing's really like my thing. Yeah.
hmm and another thing I kind of read on you was that like I'm not sure where are you from? Is it Tahiti or Tahiti?
Tahiti? Yeah, I'm from
Tahiti? Yeah.
Tahiti, but I was born in France. My mom's fully French.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
And what is
I
it
uh,
like?
I was I was born in France. Grew up in France.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then finally decided to establish myself where I feel like I'm more from. I never felt like France was. I never felt. I actually feel more home in United States than in France. I've never felt
Really?
home over there. Like, well, my home is Tahiti. Yeah, it's where my soul belongs to, my heart belongs to.
Mm-hmm.
That's definitely where I will go back when my fighting career is done.
Mm-hmm.
That's where I build up my gym. That's where I'm actually like over there. I'm actually someone pretty big in the sports because I'm the first ever female representing French Polynesia in the sports combat in the professional level.
I was
And
gonna yeah, and I was gonna bring that up,
yeah,
and I was gonna say like yeah, you must kind of get a lot of that those greetings back home for sure.
yeah, yeah. Well, it's of course it's an island, but
Mm-hmm.
like it's really important for me, like to represent my people, and I carry proudly our flags. Of course, of course I'm proud to represent France too, but it's completely different. It's kind of it's different. Like I said, my heart belongs to my island, and for me it's really important to represent my people and where I'm from, like you know, and especially because it's really hard when you come from an island to be able to become a professional athlete. And it's really really hard. We don't have a lot of ways to build a professional sports career.
Mm-hmm.
We don't have a lot of opportunities. You know, you really have to create your own opportunities living overseas and struggling like I did for years.
Mm-hmm.
And today, like building up, I started my gym like 2 3 years ago, and like this year actually currently we're building up a new gym, and I'm currently working on opening 10th Planet Tahiti and everything, working like with my coach here to open that over there. And my goal is really for the next couple of years, like giving the opportunity to young generation to be able to train and access to like international competition, international level,
Mm-hmm.
without struggling like I had to do.
Mm-hmm.
Because
Like kind of
MMA was still illegal until this year in French Polynesia and France, you know. So
really.
yeah,
Well, that's really good of you to kind of give back that in that way. I never even knew that. Like, I know that in France in general, I knew that it only became legal not
this
just
year.
recently.
Yeah. French Polynesia too, because even if we have a specific status, a little bit like Puerto Rico has with United States, you know, we're like autonomous. We're still under French regulation, like we're French citizen. So
And I think that's a problem that we had here in Ontario, like where I'm from, like I'm from and I'm growing up in, like I think we had like MMA in general. I think it was illegal at the time. I know amateur here was, I think it was illegal, and then they legalized it, and then for some weird reason they decided they would screw it up for people that started a career, and then they made it illegal again. So I'm not too sure what they're trying to do, but
yeah, I heard about it.
it's
I
really
heard about it
frustrating.
that Canada was weird, like it was legal and then it became illegal. It's so I've never really understood that. Like I feel at one
I know.
point someone told me, oh, the only way to fight in Canada is going on the Indian reservation. And I was like, yeah, that's fucked up. You know, like I don't know why they switched again. I mean, it was weird.
Yeah, and the only problem is now like Quebec's really the only part of Canada right now that's I think is allowing it, like maybe in the West. But
Yeah.
I know like a lot of like a guy from my hometown had to go to Montreal, Quebec, to fight because they wouldn't allow it here. So he had to go all the way there just to fight, and that was just amateur. So I mean that's commitment right there, and that's just showing how hungry and eager some of these fighters are just to get a fight.
Oh, fuck
It's
yeah.
frustrating.
You know, I always felt, and I know that because I'm in this situation, you know.
Mhm.
Uh how bad do you want it, you know?
Exactly.
Like, do you want to be far from your home all the time? Like me? Like the life that I live, man, it's bad, you know. Like I'm far away from my the people I love. I'm far away from my home. I'm far, you know. I have to fucking make a living here in United States, to make sure that I can survive and just to being able to live this dream, you know. Just to being able to do what I want to do,
Hmm.
because but I could have an easy life, you know. I could definitely have an easy life, but it's not what I want. I want to be a
Hmm.
fighter. I want to fight, you know. And this is really like how you see how bad you want it.
Exactly. And
What are
that's
you ready to do, you know, to get it?
and that's kind of and that's part of that I think the fighter's mentality is that if you want something bad, you will work as hard as you can, no matter how hard things get to get it.
Yeah.
I mean, you kind of pick your heart, I guess.
Is it gonna stop you because you have to be away from home 10 months out of 12? Is that gonna stop you because you can't be with your girlfriend, your boyfriend? Is that gonna stop you because you're gonna have to pay an expensive as fucking rent in Orange County, California? Is it gonna stop you? You know, it's a lot of shit. It's a
Yeah.
lot of shit. But then you see, you know, if you really want it.
Hmm.
And I'm not even talking about the aspect that when I started training here at Timoyama, you know, you train with high level fighters and you get your ass beat. Like
Hmm.
you come here and you realize you're nobody because every single fucking fighter in the gym is fucking you up, is kicking your ass.
Yeah,
So how bad do you want it? Huh?
of
How
course.
bad do you want it?
Of course. And that's probably the best way to sum it up. I like that. Now, I do kind of, lastly, I do kind of want to touch upon kind of the future with your career. So I know that you kind of mentioned that you've had some fights canceled due to different reasons. So
Hmm.
have you had any offers yet? Like,
Yeah,
has your team
yeah,
reached out?
I'm actually fighting in 3 weeks.
3 weeks.
But
Okay. I did not even hear about that. So can you kind of
they
tell
didn't
everyone?
they didn't promote it yet because LFA had events last week, and I think this weekend maybe. No, not this weekend. But yeah, like I'm supposed to fight for LFA 99.
Okay.
So I'm very excited because, like I said, LFA could have just, you know, told me to go fuck myself because I canceled to fight on them because, I mean, it's not that I canceled. One time I got injured, and the other time, like, the opponent didn't want to take it because I missed weight. So
Right.
this time they made sure I will not have any trouble with the weight. They proposed me a fight at 125,
Mm-hmm.
and I was like, yeah, I'm actually I'm so happy they gave me the fight. So yeah, I'm fighting February 12th,
And
and
can
I'm
you?
very excited about it. I'm very, very happy.
Okay, I gotta ask you, are you allowed to say who you're fighting or?
Yeah, I'm fighting Valerie Soto.
Okay,
I
okay.
think she's from Texas. Well, actually, I know who she is because we actually follow each other on social media.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Well, it's she's a tough fighter. She's tough for sure. I've seen her fight. She's young, and I feel like she's this type of fighter that actually started with MMA. We were talking about it.
Hmm.
Um, because watching her fighting style and everything, it doesn't look to me like she's really good in something.
Hmm.
The way I look at it. Um, I'm the type of fighter that never underestimate anybody.
Hmm.
So every fight I go to, I always go to the fight prepared like if it was going to be the toughest fight of my life, no matter what. I don't
Right.
care who it's going to be. I don't even give a fuck about what the girl's going to do. I know what I'm going to do.
Exactly.
That's the only thing I focus on. And I think it's going to be a good fight. I think it's going to be a entertaining fight because from what I've seen, she's the kind of fighter that she looks tough, like mentally tough. She keeps going. Um, but from what I've seen, she never had someone who really punch hard. She never even had like a very. From what I've seen, she didn't have anybody that really put her in difficult position during fights.
Hmm.
Um, so yeah, I go to this fight like I'm going to every war I'm going to. Like I said, I don't have a lot of MMA fights, but I have 27 boxing fights behind me. I definitely have the fighting experience.
Exactly.
I have the maturity. I have the athletic experience because I've been a rugby player. I've been a boxing athlete. Um, so yeah, it's for me every fight is different, but at the same time, I always go to every fight super prepared for every aspect of it.
Hmm. And, and I'm glad to hear about you talking about the fight. And I guess after this fight, when after you win this fight, I guess I'm gonna put your name in there for the win. Um, so when you do win this fight, what does the rest of 2021 have in store for you?
Well, I think I'm gonna go home a little bit because I'm supposed to work for the opening of my new gym.
Hmm.
But very shortly, like I did for December, I went home for like 3 weeks only, worked a
Okay.
lot, and came back on Christmas days because I was already in my head planning I want to fight in February. In my head, I set it up. I was like, I want to fight in February,
Of course.
and shit happened. And so, what's gonna happen is that I might fly home a little bit in March, and hopefully, if I don't get injured or anything, fight again in April or May.
Okay.
If I can. LFA, Invicta, no matter. Like I want to fight for both promotion whenever I have a chance to. So yeah, hopefully this year I can have at least 3 fights.
Right on, right on.
Um, I already thought about different things. Like if I fight for Invicta this year, I don't know what Invicta is gonna do. I definitely want to stay at strawweight
Okay.
because I know that the way Invicta flyers like very in advance are already gonna be there and gonna take care of my weight cut as I'm supposed to.
Hmm.
But also like I'm definitely on to like keep fighting with LFA even if they need me as a flyweight. I will keep do it. I,
Okay.
I just want to be able to fight strawweight, flyweight.
Whatever they're
I don't
giving you.
mind. I don't care. I just want to fight. I just want to fight. So for the moments, I would say yeah. Down the line, of course, I'd like to have a shot for the UFC, like for the contenders or whatever. But
Hmm.
for that to happen, I need to catch up on the year that I lost last year
Hmm.
and get back on my good movement that I had for 2019. That was like fighting, keep fighting, and winning. So I need to get back to that.
Of course, of course. And I'm sure you will. I'm sure 2020, I keep saying 2020. 2021 is definitely going to have lots in store for you. I'm looking forward to seeing what 2021 is going to bring for you. I do, again,
Yeah.
just to kind of close here, I do apologize for the timing and everything. It's like with the time zones and everything, it's just like,
No, no, no
um,
problem. Don't worry.
it's
Don't
just like with
worry.
all these fighters I've had, it's like everyone's in either like 4 or 5 hours behind me or ahead. I was actually supposed to do a interview with New England Cartel's coach. I'm trying to think of his name. Jesus, I totally can't get his name here, but I was supposed to do a interview with him, but he was actually in Abu Dhabi with one of his fighters, and I totally
Yeah.
forgot about the 8 hours or 7 hours ahead, and I totally screwed up the time change. He's like, "Are you ready to go?" I'm like, dude, it's like I'm in bed right now." So, um, so I do apologize for the time zones,
Don't
and
worry.
but I do
Yeah.
appreciate you taking the time to come on the podcast. I appreciate you coming on. It's been nothing but a
It's
pleasure having you
you
on.
know. Thank you for having me. It's really cool to do stuff like that. Like I kind of looked a little bit at your page and everything. It's really cool.
Thank you so much. I do appreciate it, and good luck with your fight. Again, it's in three
Thank
weeks,
you.
so February
12.
February 12th, you're fighting, and you're gonna get the win, and then
Fuck yeah.
on to the next one.
Fuck yeah. But like I said, fights, it's fights. Everything can happen in a fight. I
Of
can lose the
course.
fight. Of course, I'm not going to lose a fight, but it can happen. But no matter if I win or if I lose, what I want is enjoy it. Because that's what
Exactly.
I love to do. I love fighting. I want to feel like all the pleasure of getting back in the cage and fucking fight. And I want to put up a good show for the public,
Hmm.
for the LFA public, for the promotion, because they deserve it. They've been working their ass off to run events, and I think they give big opportunities for fighters like me. And also because for my people too, because I know a lot of people are going to watch me from France and French Polynesia. And for me, it's like very important. So yeah, of course, I'm going there to win. Fuck that. But like,
You're not
the
going to
most
lose. You're
important
not
is
going.
the
You're not coming
pleasure of
to
fighting.
lose. That's for sure.
Yeah.
But again, Flore, I do appreciate you coming on. Good luck in the next couple weeks, and good luck with your training. Hope everything
Thank
goes well
you.
for you, and we'll see you soon.
Okay, well, good luck in Canada, and thank you again for everything. And keep going with the podcast things because it's really great.
Thank you so much, and you take care, Flore.
Take care. Bye. Have a good night.